On the frigid surface of Pluto is a lake filled with rock-solid nitrogen waves that rest well below -210 C. But this frozen lake may once have flowed as liquid on the dwarf planet. NASA has released an image of the potential frozen lake which suggests the atmosphere may once have supported lakes and rivers millions or even billions of years ago. The image was captured by the space agency's New Horizons probe during its flyby of the distant world in July last year, and the mission team is continuing to analyze the data. According to NASA scientists, the lake is located in a Plutonian mountain range north of the Sputnik Planum region, and may be as much as 20 miles, 30 kilometers, across at its widest point. In addition to this possible lake, we also see evidence of channels that may also have carried liquids in Pluto's past, said NASA's Alan Stern, of Southwest Research Institute, in Colorado and mission leader. The latest update follows data released by the space agency earlier this month, and bolsters the idea Pluto's surface may have once been covered with lakes and rivers flowing of liquid nitrogen. While much of this has now frozen, researchers suspect there could potentially be pockets of the liquid on the surface today. They say the large flat areas on its exterior were likely formed by bodies of still liquid and the terrain networks could be a result of nitrogen rivers. They believe the dwarf planet held enough atmospheric pressure at the time to increase temperatures where it could support liquid nitrogen on the crust. This discovery was made by analyzing data from New Horizons' model that is based on the history of Pluto's climate and atmospheric pressure, reported New Scientist. Researchers are excited about this new finding, as it could solve the mystery that has surrounded the Pluto's surface. "We see what for all the world looks to a lot of our team like a former lake," said Stern. "It's very smooth, as if a liquid has frozen across one height. It's hard to come up with an alternate model that would explain that morphology." Nitrogen ice melting on a celestial body 3.67 million miles from the Sun could be explained by Pluto's unique rotation. New Horizons team member Richard Binsel of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology said most of Pluto is tropical, as it spreads far and wide all over the planet. Here on Earth, climate zones are a result of the 23-degree tilt of its axis to the Sun. There is a tropic zone, focused around the equator, where the Sun passes directly over it. But Pluto's tropics can reach the north, as it has a 120-degree tilt and the Arctic zones extend to its equator. The planet doesn't get chilly because its Arctic zones extend so far that they cross over into the tropics. The team has studied how the Arctic and tropical zones have changed over time and how they might transform in the future. Some 800,000 years ago, Pluto may have experienced a climate extreme when its axis tilted 103 degrees. This event shifted the tropics towards the poles, while the Arctic zones extended down near the equator. Researchers believe this explains the dark regions around the celestial body's equator, which is the only area that is always tropical and never Arctic. They also suggest that during this time the atmospheric pressure was greater than that of Mars and frozen nitrogen could have melted, cutting through the solid surface and gathering in flatter areas. "This really changes your view of this little planet and how it operates," said Stern. The team says they are working on another model for the nitrogen ice glacial flows New Horizons spotted and hope there is enough pressure beneath the surface for the frozen nitrogen to turn back into liquid. "You could have a liquid state at the base," says Oregon Imran of NASA's Ames Research Center in California, which they believe is just 1 kilometer below the surface, compared to the 100 meters in the past.